Good morning, welcome Commissioners Court, Monday, June 29th. Form present, carry certified meeting is properly posted.
Yes, sir.
Please rise for prayer and pledges.
Our Father, we humbly bow before you, asking for your presence in this courtroom, that you may guide these gentlemen in the direction that they need to go for the residents of Walker County. Father, we're so thankful for all the blessings that you give us, and Father, may we remind ourselves of those blessings. Father, the verse I want to share today is found in Psalm chapter 4 and verse 8. David says, I will both lay me down in peace and sleep. For thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. Father, we all know that David was going through hardships when he wrote this, but his mind was right, and that he put you in the place of your will for his life. Father, we ask, Lord, that we all do the same this morning, that we all realize that you're in control. Father, keep us safe in all that we do, and may all that we do bring honor and glory to you. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the national flag. One state, under God, one life and indivisible.
Consent agenda contains 12 items. No, I didn't get to this. I got any? Consent still contains 12 items. Now we're gonna put one. Go that.
make the
Anybody else?
motion to approve the consent agenda, removing number one.
All in. All approved minutes from Commissioners Court regular session, June 15th.
Carry on number 23 on the minute. On the motion itself, it should have also in there funding coming from open positions. I know I said it. So,
I'll get that added.
thank you. Make a motion to approve agenda, what is it, number one,
As approved, as amended.
as amended.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carried. Number 13, presentation of Walk Across Texas.
Morning.
My name is Brooke Smith. From April 6th to May 31st, 2026, the Texas A&M Hydroelectric Extension Walker County hosted our first annual Walk Across Texas. So for those of you who don't know, Walk Across Texas is a physical activity challenge that encourages people to get up and moving in whatever way works best for them. Participants earn miles by logging either distance they walked and or spent doing moderate to vigorous physical activity. This year's challenge featured 2 leagues. We had a community-wide league for all of Walker County, and then we also had a Walker County employee league. Together, we had 21 teams and 127 participants who logged over 31,608 miles between the 2 leagues. The community-wide league logged almost 12,000, just shy of 12,000. And then the county employee league logged just shy of 20,000 miles. So that's really impressive for 8 weeks. So in addition to our weekly prizes, we also wanted to add some friendly competition for our county employee league. So we had a spirit stick that traveled from office to office for the highest mileage earner. And teams battled for bragging rights. Given only 2 teams got it for the whole 8 weeks, but it was so fun. But today I'm here to present our 2026 Walker County Employee Walk Across Texas Traveling Trophy. So this is going to stay with the team that won our county employee challenge. And this year's winner the team is called Waste Management with a total of 3,250 miles. So the members of this team are Shelly Beard, Casey Robertson, Tracy Sorensen, Cole Christian, Samantha Eckler, Allie Wood, Marsha Burris, and Jared Lucas. So if any of the team members are here today, I'd like to present this trophy to you all. But overall, just a congratulations
Lucas.
on this outstanding accomplishment. And thanks to everyone who participated.
All right. Called your name too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up with all of them.
Yeah, you gotta get up there, man.
Yeah, you part of the team. Come on up there.
Yeah.
I'll vouch you walking because I seen you.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
Right.
I mean, it'll have y'all.
Ally. Oh,
We're looking forward to active participation next year.
All members. Troy?
Troy,
That's
Troy. They talking to you, Troy.
All right, number 14. Discuss and take action on revising EMS special event standby fees to ensure adequate cost recovery and allow EMS personnel assigned to paid special events to be compensated at double time.
Good morning. So if you're looking at our standby agreement and our rates, and we were just here not too long ago to make some changes to it. However, the concern now why we're wanting to kind of change the rate is last year we didn't have nearly as many dedicated social events because didn't play here. So they're gonna be here this fall season along with all of our other paid events that we do. And our concern is having to pull on-duty trucks to cover those events. Kind of have to have EMS coverage, and have great partnerships with them. So we talked with Amy to see what it would look like, if we could adjust the rates that we charge in order to pay the employees double time if they work these events to try to get them to come in and work them. Special events don't go through our billing company. We handle them directly through our office,
So you're calling in off-duty people to do it?
Hopefully, yes, we can get our part-time people to come pick them up or our full-time people, looking for extra hours to pick them up, but kind of incentivize it so that we're not having to pull our duty trucks. We can actually upstaff an extra truck dedicated.
It's kind of like an extra job that you're working, they're really not on unless you get them on duty, right?
Right. So,
So
the
that
price would increase.
was a question I had on the double time. I don't know how that would work running it through the county.
So we talked to Amy and she said that it would just be a code that they enter on their side that they build for us. And our timesheet has an extra column on it that used to be like 40 minutes on the view work, if you put your hours there. So we could easily change that, like in social events. And she said it would be, she thought that would be the easiest. It would be double time.
So you'd only be paying double time to the ones that you call in, not the ones that's already on duty, correct?
Right, right. If they're already on duty and they have to go cover the event, then they're just getting the regular. pay.
Okay, I'll just make sure I was clear.
You'd like to cover the events without having, have a
Yeah.
private service.
Well, to get somebody to come in, you need that, they need an incentive to come anyway. Paying them the normal salary for just 4 hours work, so
Itself of the weird.
you're charging enough to take care of this.
Sounds good to me. I make the motion to approve it.
One more question. Should we adjust this and, should we have this whenever you send a truck out, if there's a BLS or ALS truck? Because we're getting a product.
There, we generally always send an ALS truck. If for some reason something happens and we have to downgrade it to one person and we change the rate to the one person. We can definitely look at different rates for the two of them, but generally it's a EMT and a paramedic or EMT and a. Yeah.
Well, I know, but when we get short of people, then it's gonna be basics, and that goes from a ALS to a BLS.
Yes, sir.
But if something goes bad, they radio and an ALS shows up.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be there for them. I think it makes it complicated. I think you just set your price. If they don't like it, they can shop somewhere else.
Well, so what do they do, Rachel, if y'all are not available?
So if we're not available, we can, our agreement is that we can cancel within 24 hours. Either they can cancel us or we can cancel them. Generally, we know well ahead of time if we're going to have a staffing challenge. If we're fully staffed, we'll try to just send a truck at the bare minimum or a squad if we have an extra person. And then we just adjust the rate. So we're not charging them like they're having the full package, right? But like to,
I didn't know if they had to go find somebody else or
they haven't.
put somebody on standby and then pull the truck or something like that.
Right, yeah, and that's in our agreement too. So even if we're fully staffed and we have trucks at a paid event, it's in our agreement that if something catastrophic happens, we'll pull those trucks if we need to, with the stipulation of we'll have one back there as soon as we can.
You making a motion, Bill?
I am. I make the motion to approve agenda item 14.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor, say aye. 15, discuss and take action on the update on Appendix 3 procurement policies and procedures for federal grant funds and county personnel manual to reflect current 2 CFR 200.317 CFR 200.327, Appendix 2 to Part 200.
Morning. Purchasing is requesting to revise the purchasing policy and procedure manual to include these updates to ensure that we're complying with federal grant standards.
Is that all y'all changed?
That's all that's changing.
I didn't want to read the whole thing.
No, sir, don't read the whole thing. I actually did read the whole thing. That's all that's changing.
Okay. I'm taking your word on it, 'cause I didn't read it.
The changes are minimal, but like I said, to be compliant with the grant standards, make sure we have the most recent version in there. And so that's what this is doing.
So is that gonna satisfy like all the ones we did? CBGG and we bring that in there and
Till the federal government changes it again. Till they change it again.
Court has already adopted that policy. This is just inserting it into the purchasing policies.
Right.
And that was done prior to the signing of the contract.
Approved item 10.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 16, discuss and take action on cut price going from $32.50 to $33.50 per ton. Limestone base increase in material cost first.
So on this one, we received notice from Ellis Walker that they were gonna be charged an additional $1 per ton from Frost. They are our hauler for in and out of hauling. So the increase with Ellis is going into effect on July 1st, but with Frost, the increase won't go into effect until the renewal. So that's what it is.
It'll be October.
Right.
But I was some of this, but
Yeah, that's pretty well.
so I guess you make a motion. Tell us what we're going up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really not stated.
You're correct, which is why I went back to look to see which contract it's really affecting. E23-011.
E23-6.
24-011.
Which is my motion.
Second.
Raise your hand.
Thank you.
17, discuss and approve order 20-63, amending the budget for fiscal year ending September 30th, 2026.
The first two items are the source of moving the funds from the general fund to the new designated CSCD fund at the bottom. So some of it is coming from contingency, some of it from revenues that we collected this year for a total of $127,000. Rachel. Kristen is working on her expenditure budget, and I'd like to include expenditures up to the amount of the transfer. Don't expect her to spend anywhere near of that, but that allows her to make purchases out of those funds.
Okay.
All right, so the first three elections, moving $10,000 to the election salary from the operations budget. Centralized cost, transfer to capital to capitalize the purchase of the copiers. Running Bridge Precinct 3 is reclassification for capital. Road and Bridge Precinct 4, recording the proceeds from auction and EMS fund, transferring $256 to capital to cover a very slight overage there
All right.
in the cost, not.
All right.
That's it, isn't it?
That's it.
That's an easy one.
That was easy.
I'll make the motion to approve agenda item number 17.
Second.
Moving seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Sure. 18, discuss and take action to approve product evaluation, network switch evaluation. Online?
Yes.
Good morning. Yes, this agreement is to allow the IT department to receive a network switch for testing and validation that it is compatible without having to purchase the switch. It gives us 30 days just to evaluate the product.
Sounds good. Move to approve 18.
Second.
Moving seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 19, discuss and take action to approve statement of work for software for phone system, IT budget.
Yes, sir. So this is to update, it's a software update to our current phone system to make sure it's fully up to date. There are a few things, security patches are included and a updated change from Microsoft that will affect our voicemail syncing to the cloud. So we need to update to the latest version of the software in order to make sure it's fully compatible with that change from Microsoft on October 1st, 2026. There's no hardware, it's all software update.
Okay, I'll make the motion to approve agenda item 19 as presented.
We have the funds, Patricia, where we need them.
Yes, I have funds in the IT budget for consulting and for updates like this already in my budget.
Second.
Moved seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 20, discuss and take action, county clerk marriage record preservation and digitalization project.
Come on, Carrie.
Good morning.
Just a quick little presentation for y'all, and Amber has actually brought one of our marriage books to show y'all what condition they're in. Want to walk over?
Oh my.
It's kind of cool to see the handwriting too.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. The Walker County Clerk respectfully requests approval for the preservation, restoration, and digitization of historic marriage records maintained by the clerk's office through the TIPS contract number 230150 as presented in the following presentation. You can go to the next slide. And the next one. Okay. The purpose of this project is to preserve, protect, and digitize Walker County's historic marriage records while creating a secure digital archive for future access and disaster recovery. The project supports the clerk's ongoing commitment to records preservation, public access, and modernization efforts. A little bit of a background on our marriage records. They're one of the most significant permanent records that we actually maintain. These records document legal, marital relationships, establish family lineage, and serve as an important research for genealogy, probate matters, property transactions, historical research, and identity verification. Many of the county's older marriage records volumes have experienced natural deterioration due to age and continued handling. This project will ensure that these irreplaceable records remain for future generations. Sorry. Next slide. The proposed project includes a Library of Congress book preservation for 26 historic marriage volumes, on-site scanning of all marriage records books, digital image processing and record masking to separate individual marriage records from shared pages. Like what she had showed you, there's actually two on that page. So it's going to separate those out into one document. And then the delivery of the media for our records management program. Any questions so far? Next slide. So the benefits to Walker County, preserve volumes will be returned in an archival quality binder matching the county's existing books. All records will be scanned prior to transportation. Therefore, we don't lose any of that information if somebody comes in for genealogy or something of that nature. The digitization records will allow for faster retrieval and access by staff. Now, when we have to go back by hand and find these, it will all be digital. And the staff will have improved access to the volumes as well as the public. Next slide. So the total cost of this project is just shy of $170,000. Funding for this project will be provided entirely through the county clerk's records management archive account, which is designated for the preservation, restoration, and management of official records pursuant to local government code 118.025. Approval of this project will not require any expenditure from the county general fund, and no additional county tax support funding is being requested. It's all being done through the archive account. And if you see, I've done the kind of the running balance each year, shows where it's gonna come out and shows that I still have plenty of money left in the account.
You move on just for the benefit of the court, I mean, the rest of the people out here. Tell them where that money comes from.
So the County Clerk Archive Fund and the County Clerk Records Preservation Fund are two funds that the clerk charges a user fee on. So documents like your marriage license, vital records, things of that nature, we actually charge a $5 to $10 fee. Vital records is a $1 fee. Those go into this account for this purpose, for preservation, digitization, anything to do with the clerk's office as far as maintaining the records. So
It
it's
doesn't
not
come from the tax rate.
it's not part of the tax rate.
Okay.
It is a user fee.
Thank you.
Next slide. So the recommendation is to approve for the county clerk to go ahead with this proposal. Y'all don't have any other questions? Next slide.
Okay.
Are you done with this agenda item?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Moving things all in favor.
Bill,
I took both,
What?
either one. 21, discuss and take action on Walker County Clerk Record Management Transaction.
Are you wanting the slide, Carrie, or the?
This slide, please. If you can go to the next one. So a little bit of history, the county clerk's office currently has been researching other vendors for our records management program. We have looked at and spent a lot of time with Tyler Technologies. And this presentation is going to end up requesting y'all's approval for us to transition from our current records management system to Tyler. This is not just a software upgrade, it is a strategic modernization of the county clerk's office that improves efficiency, transparency, reduces long-term cost, and keeps control where it belongs within the county. Next slide. The primary goal of this transition is to improve system functionality, obtain the features and capabilities originally anticipated, and return administrative control to staff by bringing indexing and records management functions in-house. When we went to co-file back in 2018, it was the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody was moving to it. It had all these features. We get into the transition and half the features didn't work. Half of them still don't. We don't have admin rights. We don't have a lot of things that we need to be able to function in our office. And we've given them 8 years. So we're at the point now of moving on.
If they hadn't fixed it in 8 years, they're probably not going.
Probably not going to. And the company has actually, which I'll get into in a minute, they've actually been bought out a couple times. So it gets even more cloudy. This transition will also enhance public transparency and access to records, reduce operational dependencies, and it will align the county with a proven public sector technology partner capable of supporting future growth and the evolving needs of records management. Next slide. Just an overview of the legal parts of the records management. An effective county records management system must comply with statutory requirements under the local government code. Chapter 203 is the main one, which designates the county clerk as a records management officer responsible for administering an active records management program. This includes ensuring compliance with Texas State Library Archives Commission approved record retention schedules, preserving permanent and historical records, and overseeing the maintenance and construction of records. Y'all any questions about that part? Okay. Next slide. So we evaluated our current system, Tyler Technologies, who is also who the county uses for case management, and a company called LGS. Like I was saying a while ago, COFA in 2018, they were records management and preservation. They ended up splitting into GovOS, doing the records management, and CoFile staying with preservation only. Now GovOS has been bought out by New Ammo. They experienced very significant limitations in functionality and administrative control. Haven't been able to do a lot of historical capture of our old records, things of that nature that's kind of put us at a standstill. Tyler Technologies provides the most comprehensive solution and is widely considered one of the Texas government standards for records management. The platform offers online records retention and compliance, strong public access, records request capabilities, and administrative control that we need in our office. LGS is a great system. It's very similar to what Lenovo has, but they are a lower cost alternative. They generally support core functions of retention. They don't have a lot of advanced features. That's why we ended up choosing Tyler. So next slide. The key benefits of the Tyler platform is it's a modern cloud-based platform with secure backup and disaster recovery protections. It is reliable access for both county staff and the public. Full administrative control over doc types, indexing, reporting, and management. Enhanced financial reporting and oversight capabilities, in which I know our auditor's office will be tickled pink, because currently when we run reports under the Noamo platform, one report will give us one number, the next report will give us a different number. They don't match. And it's very confusing, and I know it drives them crazy. Strong record retention and archival functionality to support compliance and predictable updates and maintenance. Next slide. So financial impact. I know this is the part y'all were waiting for. By bringing the services, the indexing services in-house, the county will reduce its reliance on vendor support, retain more operational expertise, and keep taxpayer dollars invested in county operations. The projected first year and implementation costs are as follows. The annual subscription is $44,465. The one-time implementation is $75,500, which makes a total investment of $119,965. These initial costs will be funded through the county clerk's records management preservation fund and will not require any general fund resources. Because the county is transitioning to a new records management platform, the first year includes both the initial and the one-time. We're also, in our current budget, still paying New Ammo for this budget cycle. That's why I'm pulling it from the records management and not the budget. Once the transition is complete, Tyler Technologies will replace New Ammo as the county's records management provider and will be incorporated into the county clerk's regular operating budget during the next cycle. This transition is expected to generate approximately $24,000 in annual savings. Any questions so far?
What's our current payment now to Noamo?
$87,000.
$87,000. And with this investment being $120,000, north of $100,000, did we RFP this or RFQ this, or how did we get around the $100,000?
Gonna get into that in just a second with the Sourcewell contract information.
Okay, that's cool. All right, thank you.
Yeah,
So
waiting for that.
I'll go ahead and get to that one real quick. So if you want to skip 2 slides? One more? One more? Okay, so the proposed agreement has undergone the review of the county's established approval process. In addition, all contracts, documents, including the execution of applicable agreements, have been reviewed by the Walker County District Attorney's Office for legal sufficiency. The use of the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Program is authorized under Texas law and satisfies competitive procurement requirements. Texas Local Government Code 271.102, purchases made through an authorized cooperative purchasing program satisfy competitive requirements. As a result, Walker County is not required to issue a separate request for proposals, RFP, or conduct an additional bid process for this purchase. The procurement method allows Walker County to leverage competitively awarded government pricing while maintaining compliance with statutes. As a result, both the legal and procurement components of this transition have been reviewed and verified before bringing it to court.
All right, I appreciate that information there. Tyler's a good name. I have no problem with Tyler. We all know them.
If we'll back up to the implementation one. That one, yeah. Project timeline is developed between Tyler and Walker County. Don't know if y'all have ever been through a transition before, but it is very exhausting and very lengthy. This is gonna take anywhere from 9 to 14 months before we go live. Lots of data conversion is gonna happen. We have to keep in mind that trash in, trash out. When we went from the previous system to CoFile, a lot of their records ended up getting indexed as 1/1900. So we're gonna have to go back and clean some of that stuff up prior to this transition as well. So the staff and everybody else is gonna be all hands on deck. Their go live, they do all the training, all of that's included, the conversion process, plus setting up what the county is gonna need and want for future growth. You can skip to conclusion. Wes. Okay. So Tyler Technology provides a unified government focused platform that allows county staff to fully administer and manage the records environment internally. This restores operational independence, improves efficiency, and reduces delays. This investment is not just meeting today's needs, it positions the county for the future. As record volumes increase and technology evolves, the system can expand and adapt without requiring another major replacement project, protecting both county resources and taxpayer investments. At its core, this is about fiscal responsibility and operational stability, and I respectfully ask for your approval to move forward.
Sounds good to me.
We're gonna have to pay,
Wait a minute.
so in with the one we're at now, we have to pay a yearly subscription of $80,000, 87.
It doesn't always hit that. Sometimes it gets a little lower, but that's what is in the budget.
But we bring these on, we're gonna double pay.
No. So the first year, we're having to do their 1 year because they're working. They're doing all of our conversion stuff plus the one-time fee for doing that. Next year, they're gonna come in. If you go to the slide, the financial slide for me. I think I had on there. Next
You're
year.
like 44,000, 46,000.
Yeah.
You see any of that back?
I mean, okay, no, you should be good now.
Okay. 22, discuss and take action on Walker County Clerk Meeting Manager.
You go on now.
22.
Okay. Is anybody from Tyler on
Yes.
Zoom? Okay.
So do you want me to have him talk and pull up the PowerPoint? How do you want?
Let's pull up the PowerPoint for this one, and then if John wants to say anything, I'll let him speak in real quick. Are you there, John?
I sure am. Thank you for the opportunity to join you guys this morning. It's always good to see. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to join you guys this morning. Carrie was so eloquently put, talking about the Land Vital Record System. I think whenever she goes through her presentation for the Tyler Meeting Manager, you'll see some additional benefit there. It's a tool that Tyler is invested in. It's being used by Texas County clerks for agenda and minutes management, and it is a tool that will continue to grow and be a benefit to the county.
Okay.
Okay. You could go to the next slide, Ally. So this is part of the Tyler platform. They offer case management. They do stuff for.
Oh my God, they're freaking idiots.
I used to have stuff.
Heck of a crowd up there.
Yeah, I ain't.
Well, every time they get a new office.
They calling us an idiot?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. Go ahead, Jay.
Are we good, Ally?
We're good. Somebody just turned their mic on.
Oh. So part of the Tyler platform, they offer many different things and features. So this presentation is for the county clerk. We are requesting to implement the Tyler Meeting Manager as the county's agenda and minutes management system. This request is part of a broader effort to modernize how we manage agendas, minutes, support documents, and permanent court records into a single integrated system. Next slide. And this is going to loop in with the contract with the transition for the records management software. As you know, the county clerk serves as the constitutional custodian of commissioner court records under the Texas Constitution and Local Government Code. That responsibility is not just about maintaining minutes. It's about preserving the official permanent record of county government actions, ensuring accuracy, accessibility, and long-term preservation for the public and future generations. Walker County's commissioner court records date back to 1846. That represents nearly 180 years of continuous government history that we are responsible for protecting. Modernizing the agenda and minutes process provides an opportunity to improve efficiency, strengthen records management, enhance public transparency, expand access to historical and current records, and ensure long-term preservation through a secure integrated system aligned with statutory requirements. Next slide. Right now, agenda preparation, minutes, and record retention are managed through a combination of manual processes and separate systems between the clerk's office and the county judge's office. While functional, it requires significant manual effort and does not provide the level of integration, efficiency, or long-term preservation that modern systems now offer. For that reason, we conducted a review of 3 leading solutions: Tyler Technologies, Civic Plus, and Granicus. We evaluated them based on functionality, ease of use, transparency, system integration, preservation, and cost. So if you look at the screen, that's kind of the evaluation criteria that we included. I won't bore you and read it all, but that's what we went through. The goal was to identify the solution that best supports both operational needs and the county's need for preservation of records. Keep in mind, this project is more than an agenda management system. It is an investment in the long-term management and preservation of one of Walker County's most historical record sets. Recognizing both the operational and historical significance of these records, the county clerk conducted this evaluation with the best interest for the county in mind. Next slide. So here's a little comparison. Based on the evaluation, the county clerk's office recommends Tyler Meeting Manager as the county solution in minutes management, records preservation, and public access. It is the only system that fully integrates agenda preparation, meeting management, and permanent record retention within the county's transition to the Tyler environment. That means one system, one workflow, one consistent process from the time an agenda item is submitted all the way through final approval and permanent archives. This also reduces duplication, improves efficiency across departments, and strengthens our ability to maintain accurate auditable records that meet retention requirements. Many agenda systems are designed primarily focused on public-facing transparency tools, but the county clerk is responsible for permanent records. That requires a secure database-driven system designed for records preservation and compliance, not just public posting. Any questions so far? Next slide. So the benefits for Commissioners Court: secure electronic access to agendas and supporting material, enhanced transparency with linked meeting video access, and reduce reliance on paper packets. Benefits for the County Judge's Office: streamlined agenda preparation, submission, and organization of agenda items, simplified publication process, physical and online, improved interdepartmental coordination. Benefits for the County Clerk's Office: automated tools for minutes preparation and formatting, seamless integration with the Tyler Records Management System, creating a single repository for agendas, minutes, documents, and historical records. Historical minutes conversions to improve preservation and public accessibility of Walker County's official records. Benefits for the public: easier access to agendas, minutes, and records, searchable meeting archives and video linkage, faster access to public information. Benefit for countywide: single integrated workflow from agenda to permanent retention and reduced duplication and manual processes. Next slide. So here's kind of an example of what the platform looks like. This is Liberty County. Whenever they switched, they reported a significant reduction in paperwork, improved transparency, and a dramatic decrease in the post-meeting minutes preparation time. And on here, if you look at it, if you go in and you click on this, if you go to the next slide, Allie. So if you click on the minutes, it brings up this screen, and then this screen gives you like your agendas and your packets. If you go to the next screen, it pulls up the agenda. And if it's got a highlight to it, whatever item that is, if you click on that, it's going to give you that document. Provided, which I know we have to implement this process, and I know we're going through some stuff with the auditor's office and judge's office on getting all of the orders and proclamations and things that you guys sign in the county clerk's office, provided that that's been uploaded. Then you click on that link and it's going to bring up that document. So it reduces the time that is needed across the departments plus the public. Any questions on that so far?
Gary, and I'm sure you'll go into this, but contracts, let's say a contract is approved, and you go there and that link's not there. Will someone from your office be monitoring all the past things
Yes,
to
ma'am.
follow up
Mhm.
to get, okay.
Okay, moving on. Financial impact. The projected implementation and subscription costs are as follows. They'll be kind of like a while ago with the records management. It's a one-time fee of the 19,400. Annual subscription is about 13,000. The total investment is 31,937. This is also going to be funded through the County Clerk Records Management Fund with no impact to the general fund this budget cycle. It will be absorbed in the county clerk budget with the cost savings from the Tyler Records Management transition for future budgets. So if you look at the ongoing costs, remember a while ago, I'm going to have about a 24,000 swing by changing companies. That's going to soak up what this is going to cost. That way, this doesn't have to come out of the county judge's office or any other department.
Okay.
You're looking confused, Brandon.
Oh, I got it.
Any questions on the financial part?
No.
Next
So
one.
in 26, 27, nothing from general fund, correct?
Correct.
That's what I got out of
Yes. Nothing this budget cycle. Next budget cycle, what the 1 year costs are gonna be
absorbed from the stipends on the other one.
correct. This proposal provides Walker County with a single integrated system for managing agendas, minutes, documents, and access. Although funding for this initiative was also requested during the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget process, we had reviewed a few different companies at that time. The average cost back then was about $20,000, and we did not get it approved at that time. So we've been working on this for quite some time to bring forth and implement. With the county's transition to Tyler Records Management implementation, we will have the opportunity to incorporate this using the same configuration and training efforts, avoiding duplicate costs and eliminating the need for a separate implementation in the future. The decision before the court is straightforward. We can continue relying on multiple processes and disconnected systems, or we can implement a single integrated platform that improves efficiency, strengthens transparency, preserves and protects these records for years to come. For these reasons, I respectfully request approval to implement Tyler Meeting Manager solution.
Any question?
Only one statement. I think Gary, when I asked you about this. You said y'all were going back through a lot of the old stuff and transitioning it from cursive to, what they call legible now
On the index, yes.
on the index. And I just wonder about that, it takes a lot of time and these ladies are putting in a lot of effort and a lot of effort trying to keep our history.
Yeah.
To where you can read it, because obviously nobody can read cursive.
That old fashioned.
And that's what's sad, that our history is written in cursive and our younger generations can't read it.
And before y'all vote,
Don't teach it in school. Well, help me out with this.
They don't quit teaching it.
So we need to go to school again and teach them.
I say before y'all vote, if John, if you want to add anything to that,
No, Carrie, I think you presented that really well. I think the product would serve the county very well today and well into the future.
One question, is there an index where, let's say there's one item that carries through 3 or 4 different agendas? Is there any index by category, by contract, by project that you can backtrack through the history based on some index?
Oh, that's a great question. So the system has full text search capability. So any document that goes into the system has been OCR'd. So if you wanted to look for any mention of John Phillips, whether in an agenda item or minutes, type in John Phillips and you'll get results, just a list of results of everything associated with John Phillips. You could do that with 2020, a particular month or something like that, and it'll give you that category, which you'd have a lot of return results to sort through, but it is a full text search capability tool.
Thank you.
All right. Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
thank you guys very much.
You're welcome.
23, discuss and take action on 2027 holiday schedule.
Makes a motion to approve agenda item 23 as presented.
So I brought this up last year. We talked about it. Nothing has changed on days we take off and days we work. So I really don't know why we do a holiday schedule.
We're the ones that follow it. Some of them do.
I stated my piece, get tired of the phone calling or take. So there you go. I got a motion.
Second.
Moving seconded. All in favor, raise your hand. Opposed. Against it.
On the first holiday,
It
you're supposed to
passes.
be at work, Troy.
Yep. 24. Discuss and take action on order for salary of 12th judicial court reporter and 278 judicial court reporter, budget year 26-27.
One of those orders was unclear to me. Patricia, did you ever get an answer?
I did, and it was an either or. It's the higher of the two.
So it's like the other one is just not worded the same. Tracy's is
There
worded.
was a little bit of wording difference. The intent was the same.
Okay, all right. Well, that answers my question. All right, thank you.
We're gonna pass on that?
Yeah, that's
No
all.
action. 25, discuss and take action on request for a quote for engineering services for Stokefield Lake Road project.
This is asking permission to go out, start the process for hiring an engineer. Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
There's should be request for qualification rather than request for quote.
What'd you say?
Oh, yeah.
Request for qualification.
All right, Q.
Request for quote.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Just. Brendan, are you wanting to do this prior to the hiring of the project manager?
Probably
It's
gonna,
normally one of their first things that they do.
I agree with you, but this is getting it in place. So whenever we get ready to pull the trigger, we can move forward with it. So the project coordinator will be very much involved in this, but this is allowing us to not have to wait until we get them on board, then say, oh, go back to court. And it's 3 weeks later, we can already say project administrator and say, let's get this in place, come back with the results and get approval.
I would recommend that we wait until we have their input because sometimes.
I get that. We're gonna have their input. We're gonna allow them to have that, but instead of having to come back to court to ask for permission to go out for request for RFQ, we've got that in place. So
Oh, you have the RFQ, it won't be awarded until after they've been selected. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
correct. That makes sense.
Yes,
I got a motion.
second.
Who made the motion?
Brandon,
I did.
motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 26, discuss and take action on requests for quote, that should be on our qualification for engineering services for Gus Randall Road project.
And this one's not gonna be up underneath the project coordinator. This is the RAC fund. That's the only difference. The one before is the Stubblefield project. This one is for the RAC money, but we still need to go out for our RFQ for the engineer services. So
Okay, so going back, this all ties into 27 though, right, Brandon? So you've already had work done on these projects, right?
we have had preliminary engineering done on Stubblefield to get us to the point we are now.
Okay, so you got a bill.
I haven't got a bill yet, because typically if the engineer so Bly was our engineer for was that idea to get us to that $12 million. So they have some money, we have some money tied up in that. If they become the engineer on it, then they work that in there, however they do that.
Okay. So they're not gonna present you a bill right now?
No.
Unless, I mean, down the road, whoever the engineer is. Sooner or later, you gotta work with them.
Sooner or later, I gotta square up with them. It's around $28,000
Okay.
right now. So what we're doing on number 26 right now is getting a quote for the I've got to do on Gus Randall, and that's all your studies for
Qualifications, lose that word quote.
Yeah, but I mean, you hadn't done anything engineer wise on it yet.
on Gus Randall. No,
Just so.
let me back up. We had a preliminary estimate, the same way as what we did on Stubblefield. We used our internal blow for that. And that's the one that come up with top of my head, $140,000.
You want an RFQ or RF something else? You want qualifications or you want them to take the job and do it with a price?
Well, you have to go out for RFQ because that's the way you do it. I mean, that's the qualifications and discuss price later, right, Erica?
Yes,
We did,
professional,
uh,
so it has to be a request for qualification.
we did that on the 10-year feasibility and then all we got was, then we still had to go back for something else.
if I'm not mistaken, that was not there was no required engineering license in that project.
Okay.
Whereas this is specifically saying that you want engineering services, and the government code says that you have to do it as a request for qualification.
Making sure, so that's quote, if
Mhm.
you're looking for some prices.
Yeah, I live with a purchaser, so I know a little of it.
Is what worded wrong. This one needs a request for qualifications. And then once we get the qualification, we'll choose the engineer off of that. Now, the difference of this one and number 25 with Stubblefield, we're gonna wait to get the contract administrator in place. Right, so they have the input.
Right.
This one, we go ahead and move forward on because we need to, we're not gonna have a contract administrator for the Gus Randall one, because it's not much money. These are the ones we normally do, the rack projects that we do. Every year we get 30 to 40, depends on what they give us, $30,000 to $40,000 a year. So all I need for this one is request for qualifications. I have to do because it's federal money. And then we'll pick an engineer and we'll get started on the project. Motion to approve.
No second.
Well, after it comes back to court for approval, right?
Sure.
Okay.
And our motion has second, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion is 27, take action up to $600,000 to be paid from general capital project funds for invoices received, reviewed by project administrator and submitted to the U.S. Forest Service for Stubblefield Lake contract if funds are not received within 10 working days.
This is what Patricia asked me to put on court, and this is going to be for the Stubblefield project. It's invoice in, we can pay it out of this and then we'll get our reimbursement for it. So it's just kind of a little,
Cushion.
Uh-huh.
Cushion to pay the bill.
yeah,
It allows the invoices to be paid faster,
Yeah.
should be.
right.
Once they've approved what's been done, the project manager, and it's been looked over, then if we don't get the money within a reasonable time that we can pay within our 30-day range, then this would allow those invoices to be paid.
And the first very portion of this project, other than engineering, when we go out there and get started, we'll be billing for our machinery, labor, force accounts. That money will be built or go towards this. So we'll have a little cushion there because like the limestone for this project's, don't off the top of my head, a couple $1 million, right? So the labor and machinery we'll have that set in there. We're not just going to pull it out. We're going to use that money to the end of the deal, but this 600 gets me started on it.
Yep.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moving second, in favor, raise your hand. Motion 28, discuss and take action on Mid-South Electric Co-op utility installation request. UIR 260532 for overhead electrical Kingston Creek Road.
Bad on what they're doing, but. Do you have any insight on this, Andy?
That was crossing. A crossing detail in the back of that packet. Very good, that's England. Oh, for reading, right?
As long as they keep it on the back slope, on the back side of everything. Looks like according to the drawing, which we can't keep them out anyway, but
Right.
we don't want them putting our crap
No, in the middle of the party.
middle of the bar ditch either.
Well, and like I said, they would assume they would have tried to get it right away down off right away. You can do it that way. Maybe that wasn't possible.
Well, on the one side, could be possible because it's one, only goes all the way off the creek.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, but it's wooded, and it's not cleared. That may be the problem, because there's some pretty good sized timber in there. But
Their estimation here, you know, the sister Francis.
how far is
3
it?
foot in.
Yeah. So it's right on the fence line, is what
The
they're
bounds
saying.
of our right of way is surveyed in this area.
Could go wherever you vote. 1374 is 3,658 feet, 1374. That's probably about the creek, huh?
Creek's right here.
So where's the creek?
This is one of the two branches.
This is the main creek.
This is the main.
So it's across the creek.
Second.
Yeah.
branch.
Okay.
We have no objection. No.
I just object because I don't like it, but
You can get clarification on it.
If you've got additional questions that you want to get answered, don't want to approve today. I'm not telling you.
yeah, I mean, they're saying they're gonna be 3 foot off the,
In our review under the tax statute.
yeah, as long as they're staying out of our bar ditch. Do
I
what?
did.
Did not.
On which one, Tricia?
28. Was that item read?
Yeah,
Yes, it was red.
Well,
I read UIR, all the numbers, everything.
maybe the
I'm gonna go ahead and approve, but,
leaving off.
with the condition that basically you confirm that they're not in the bottom of our ditch line anywhere. That's my motion,
Motion was to what?
Yeah, I remember.
to make sure that they're not in our bottom of the ditch flow or water flow on the ditch line. They're up on the back slope.
Where they're running parallel, obviously where they cross it.
Yes.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded off. Brian. Motion carries. 29, discuss and take action on George Mims' request for the on-site sewer facilities regulations of Walker County regarding permit application number 2026-0265.
So this is a creek crossing request. The statute, the code really doesn't have a good.
Is that where they're attaching it to the bridge?
Yes, sir. See it.
Hey, you know, I read something, right?
Requesting
I'm still awake.
by attaching it to a private bridge. We normally see it go below ground, but it's got some decent banks on it, so they want to attach it and it's sleeved Schedule 40. Schedule 40 and sleeved another Schedule 40. They want to attach it to this wooden bridge structure where they're crossing, entering the ground on each side.
Andy, I know we've done this a lot in the past,
We haven't really
a
done,
lot,
we
but
haven't really done this a lot.
no, well, that's the reason I asked. I mean, we've normally done it on like drains and stuff. You know, this is actual creek basin. I mean, it says there's water. in it.
We consider it a creek if it shows up on the National Hydrologic. So if it's mapped in the National Hydrologic Data Set, it falls under creek designation.
And this is mapped.
It's mapped. It's not in the flood.
This,
It has a normal
this is
pool
for the sprinklers.
elevation. Has a normal pool elevation in
Yeah.
the water.
Oh,
This is for the sprinklers themselves.
Yes. Yeah, this is the line that's the.
Discharge line?
Treated and going out to the spray heads.
And if they keep their system working, it shouldn't matter, but who keeps their system 100% all the time? They say you can drink
This is
it.
the line that's been treated. and
I'll let you go
What we
first.
call, what we call secondary. So they improve the process, and send it out to the.
well, like I said, my only concern is the actual creek. I mean, before we've done it in, you know, dry
A
gully.
ditch.
Yeah. I mean, this is actual creek. So that,
No, I mean, if you're in case.
saying it won't work, but
Yeah, I mean, their alternative, the only alternative that we've seen prior is that you go burial.
Yeah.
But now that means that you're dealing with getting it down below that creek bottom, you're facing it down there and getting to the other side that way. For a line that's fairly small damage. There, if you looked at the request, one of the arguments for putting it on, that if there is at some point a leak, a lot easier to see it. Being that it's visible. And that's probably their big argument for doing this. That's also, I'm sure, construction issues related to putting Bullet Creek. But I don't know that we've ever done an attachment for, I think we have done a crossing at some point way back where it was encased cross and just straight across on its own, not tied to a structure.
We did one, Timberwolves.
Because the TCQ.
No, what's the harsh, but
Doing this. So without this, imagine they would have to take care of, with the house constructed on the front, they would have to take care of all spray and, or go to a different on this side of the creek.
Or more under the creek.
Or more under.
Or the two.
there's this.
Brandon, you'll prove something.
Yeah. I'm not 100% opposed to it. I mean, there's a cost involved with going under the creek. But if it does bust underneath a
You
10
never know what it's broken.
foot creek, and I would like to see, I think rather than schedule 40 being, it's only a 2-inch pipe, maybe we have them use schedule 80. There's a more of a rigid pipe, so it doesn't have these, when the sun gets to it, little bends and stuff like that.
That is one of the issues with having pipe exposed is it's PVC pipe over time. It will degrade.
Yeah.
They are proposing a sleeve, an interior pipe and an exterior pipe.
Right, a 1-inch pipe to a 2-inch, so I would like to see them for what it's worth. The 2-inch pipe can be schedule 80, it doesn't cost that much more, and it's a rigid pipe, considered to be rigid for above ground use and stuff
Okay.
like that, so.
I can build that in if that's.
I don't have a problem. I just don't.
Oh, yeah.
They're an old conventional system in them, you know. So the condition of the case and pipe. So. Move to approve with the condition of casing pipes get
I'll second that.
Moving second, all in favor,
What was the condition again, Brandon?
the casing pipe schedule 8.
motion approved. 30, discuss and take action on Christopher Grape, request for variance to section 11.1, A 2.1, A 2.1 of the Walker County subdivision regulations regarding minimum road frontage and size of tract for 13.1133 acres, 0.859 tract.
Good. So this is going back on one that was already sold by the time it showed up. But the 2 portions of the original tract, there's actually 3, because this was transferred and sold as a separate tract from this. So, but to the same owner. So that owner is now coming to us and saying, I want a 10-acre exemption, but because it requires some things to allow me to not have to file anything now combining these. But essentially, if you look at the application on the condition that when this is sold, they will be transferred as a single lot. In other words, right now he's got a deed for this tract and a deed for this tract. This is the other tract that's out. These 2 are both over 10 acres, right? This one is not over 10 acres. But on the condition that he doesn't do any development on any construction for structures on this tract, and that these 2 are transferred together when sold. Trying to restore the Flagstaff, the frontage. But he wanted to delay having to do that. Otherwise, he would have to go back through in the legal work of having all this combined onto a single tract now.
Well, if you delay it,
Approve it because not all the tracts are over 10 acres and this tract doesn't currently have actual.
I mean, if you delay it and he sells the land without doing it, what legal
Then what?
rights do we have at that point?
None.
So then tell him to do it.
It's the fact that the exemption is based on, all I would have to come back.
That's your motion?
That's my motion.
What are you gonna tell him to do? What are we?
I guess he needs to go ahead and combine
Combine
them.
them now. Yeah,
Make
right.
that happen, Andy.
Yeah,
So
so
what do we need to do? Just deny this?
This there.
Make a motion to deny.
I'll second that.
Wait,
Got it? Motion to deny, I got a motion and a second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 31, discuss and take action on number 2026-029, Rabbit Switch 82.2.1 10-acre
That's
extension
the,
application.
that's the actual, one was the variance, that's the actual approval of the exception, so this would, I would imagine, but
Denial.
yes, I would imagine with all the denial since you denied the variance.
Okay, motion to deny.
Second.
Deny.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 32, discuss and take action on address request application from Be Inspired LLC.
We got an address request from Be Inspired, along, the address request was made, along, Bow Ground Road. At a location on Bow Ground Road. We'll look at the actual address request. One, well, you should be in
I
there.
don't have anything else other than this.
They make it to Bo Brown, right?
In there?
No. Just the email.
That was the only thing.
You sent in an email.
There've been a form with it.
So,
So this. This was. The form is from Be Inspired.
Yes. Actually could be.
So. Off of Bow Brown. This information in the address is what I wanted to point out. The field section. Had some information in it when they was submitted it, but that's really our section to fill out. So the final version of this wouldn't have that information subtracted and our put in. One.
We're.
okay.
That's his thing.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
You want to chop up? It's in there?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, fix it.
I thought y'all usually.
Yeah, it's all back up. See,
I'm good with it, yeah.
I've got all that.
I'm gonna make the motion to approve agenda item 32 with the approving the address request application from.
yeah, it's before you guys because of.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. We're gonna go in the budget workshop. Lisa, are you staying? Okay, I'm gonna make sure you're getting, I was gonna go to. All right, y'all should all receive your list of supplemental requests. Everybody got their book?
This morning. I have not looked at it.
Discussion of meeting schedule for July.
Right now, I would like us to be here as possible. And if we see we don't
Every week or every quarter,
cancel one
every week, every quarter.
every,
So you'd like for us to meet every week?
have a meeting every Monday in July.
Every Monday.
Well, regular court meeting or whenever y'all want to schedule it, actually. But meet once a week on the budget in July.
Much left my Mondays open just for that.
Okay. So where we go now, Patricia?
Well, I mean, you can say no.
I'm good to start off with that. If we get done in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I'm good.
When we're not in court, just do it at the same time.
But meeting every week. Is work, so it's just workshop stuff every week. So every 2 weeks would be a regular meeting. So the 2 meetings in between would be nothing but budget workshop stuff exclusive. We won't be able to post them quick enough. Because we won't have discussed it.
And then if court sees we don't need it, then
We could next it. Okay.
and then, of course, the third one on the list was goals and priority for funding. Typically, you have a discussion on what you're looking at, but again, that's totally up for you. We have some information on the salary study. I think Amy's can give an update on that, and then generally just anything that y'all would like to discuss. The plan, Judge and I haven't really talked, but is to either next week or the following for him to present his proposed budget. So go through and do that. but generally wanted to get everything in your hands, see if there were anything y'all wanted to talk about and go from there. And then we've got, Ally has got some budget presentations, scheduled.
Okay.
I think the, as far as the supplemental request book, your pages 3, 4, or 3 through 7 are just a listing, by departments. There, the judge has not reviewed it for his recommendations. I'm assuming we'll bring those back, Judge, at one of the future meetings. But going down dirty numbers, and they're just estimates. I'm still waiting on quite a bit of information, but roughly for these, the things that are listed within the current tax rate, we've got about $700,000 for general road and bridge, and then another 250 or 300,000 in EMS. So that number is based on, I haven't got recent numbers on the new growth, so that 700,000 could be up to right at the $1 million range. With of course, coming off of that would be the insurance, and we're probably really closer to the 700,000-800,000 either way.
What's the good news, Patricia?
Sorry.
Give me some good news.
I thought that was good.
Oh, thank you. We got something, right?
New growth is always good.
Yes.
Maybe.
Amy, do you have a presentation you wanted to give?
Not on. Not on. So her office flooded this weekend and she was getting stuff together. She emailed everybody the thing.
Totally started.
So,
Since you. Well,
yeah.
started.
So we didn't put her on here, but we didn't know if it was gonna get back. So.
Okay. I think what she sent you over the weekend really was more of a possible implementation plan. He has presented a proposed pay schedule plan. The numbers in that implementation plan, you'll notice that most of midpoint went up basically for every classifications. He did quite a few reclassifications, combined group 2 with group 3. Most of the public safety officers were moved up a grade. The one thing that caught my attention was that on the pay grade, we have like a 118 and then we have a 118 AE, and he really merged those all together. I'm not sure that's what the court intended because the midpoint of all of those were different. So I think that definitely needs to be reviewed and make sure it was his intent to move those E's into the regular pay grade.
Yeah.
Because the sheriff's pretty much, I mean, the sheriff's department, the public safety officers pretty much moved up a step. EMS, really any of those that were in the E's moved down.
Yes.
And those salaries really weren't adjusted up. So I think there was a misunderstanding maybe of what those E's in that pay scale was. So that probably needs to be looked at. EMS, the maintenance department, the IT department, there was some movement in pay scales on those. So I'm thinking if Amy can't talk, maybe we'll put that off. And then in the meantime, I'll get you some additional information as far as what the pay scale itself was. Because in almost every case, the midpoint changed anywhere from 7 to 14 points, percentage points. But EMS didn't fall in that because of the merging of those. So definitely something probably Amy will have him look at some of that, but I'll get you the pay scale, show you the old pay scale, the new pay scale, and who moved between what ranks.
Yeah, I visited with her this morning for a few minutes and she said she was coming down for budget, so maybe we can
Okay.
go back to it in a little bit.
Yeah. So do we have people here to do the presentations?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was we
then
posted about?
I'll quit talking about them.
There you go. Before we bring them up, I'd like to make a little,
And before you start, Bill, just think the salary study part kind of needs to sit down and kind of get a game plan today. You know, that way Tricia and Amy, all of them have time to get something going, to get some information together of how it wants to be done. So
that's expensive.
yeah, I would like to address it sometime.
Yeah, marching orders would be wonderful.
There you go.
Sorry.
Oh, not a
Get that
problem.
out there.
I agree 100% with that. Absolutely. That's kind of been our priority from jump on this. Just if I can have the floor for a second, I have been gone for a little bit, but I have been in touch with social media and stuff like that. So as we got ready to come to meeting today, I just wanted to say some things about where I was at on the budget and stuff like that. So I'm going to read it because it's kind of lengthy. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow commissioners, members of the public, I want to speak about the budget process we are entering. I'm concerned, actually deeply concerned about the challenges we face this year. As commissioners, we carry a responsibility that is both simple in concept and difficult in practice. That responsibility is to adequately fund county operations. That is our duty under state law and is our duty to the people who rely on us every single day. Just like every household and every business, the county is facing higher costs for fuel, materials, equipment, and services. But this year, that responsibility is colliding with a political climate unlike anything that I've seen before. The increasingly vocal push to reduce or even eliminate property taxes has become a front page topic. And while the complaints are loud, solutions being offered are non-existent. We're entering the budget this season during a time of high inflation, slower development, and intense salary competition from surrounding counties. These pressures make it harder, not easier, to adopt a responsible budget. People will complain, they will demand cuts, they will insist that we find the waste, but those same voices rarely show up to evaluate the budget, to understand the needs, or to offer a single workable solution. Instead, we see the usual talking points. Make TDCJ pay property taxes, make Sam Houston State pay property taxes. We need to get the government to send us more money. Every one of those conversations has already taken place, and none of them have provided a realistic or legal path to financial stability. We will continue to explore any and all options for financial assistance from every entity that we can, but there is no white knight that's going to ride into Walker County with a bag full of money. What we do see, unfortunately, is social media outrage. We see posts from private citizens who are frustrated with the increase in taxes that they pay. I pay those same taxes, so I share their frustration, but I also hold the responsibility of adequately funding the county. Recently, state political offices have entered the local tax conversation, including our own state governor. His office released a document on social media explaining how, in detail, to force recall elections or mandate lower tax rates. He did not include with that publication any description of the consequences associated with forcing a reduction in funding, which could include the reduction or even discontinuation of services. And now the governors whose state budget have increased by an average of 5.6 annually since 2022, while limiting local governments to 3.5%, has announced he intends to push legislation to force tax management on local governments while offering no meaningful tax relief at the state level, including the reduction of a state sales tax. Once again, local entities will be painted as the bad guys, even as we struggle to keep up with the rising cost. Let me remind everyone, we are bound by the state to adequately fund county departments. And when I look at this year's budget, I saw 160 or more one-time and ongoing requests from our department heads. I know these requests were not made lightly. They reflect what our departments believe is necessary, sometimes just to maintain basic operations. But we can't fund them all. We simply don't have the money. There's probably not a single department in this county that is fully staffed or fully competitive in pay, especially compared to our counties to the south. I wish we could give every department the people they need and the salaries they deserve, but wishing does not create revenue. So as we begin this year's budget process, I would evaluate every request fairly. I would examine the costs associated with each one, and I will determine what I feel are essential and which ones must wait for future. To quote Sam Houston, will do what's right and face the consequences. But I cannot criticize others for failing to offer solutions without offering some myself. Let's talk about what it could take to dramatically cut our budget and reduce property taxes. We could eliminate services not required by the state. Those services include, and hold your breath, Sheriff, for a second, I'll get past the part I'm getting ready to read. First, we're not required to have deputies in the sheriff's office. Eliminating that service would reduce our tax rate by 12 to 15 cents. But our citizens support our public safety officers emphatically and expect a deputy to respond when they call 911. If we want deputies, then we must adequately staff that department, equip them, and pay them competitively. So I doubt we will hear any calls to eliminate our sheriff's deputies. Second, we are not required to operate an EMS service. That costs $6 to $7 million a year, another 8 cents or so on the tax rate. We could step away from it and hope that a private entity comes to town, but hope is not a good plan. Eliminating EMS and sheriff's office together would reduce tax rates by nearly a quarter. But we all know that's not what our citizens want. We don't have to pave a single road in the county. We could let them all go back to dirt and rock. But we know that's not realistic. In fact, the call from our constituents is to pave more of them. So I ask everyone who demands cuts, which services do you want to eliminate? Because if we eliminate them, if we choose not to eliminate them, then we must adequately fund them. And that's the challenge before us. I invite anyone and everyone to be a part of our budget process, to come to the public workshops, listen to the discussions, get a copy of the budget workbook, and be a part of the finished product. To close, I often hear that we need to, quote, run the county like a business, end quote. That sounds like a good idea until you think about it. A business can run itself into the ground, neglecting its responsibilities, closing its doors. It can file bankruptcy and start over somewhere else. A county cannot do that. Unlike a private business, we do not have the luxury of failure. We cannot fail. We are required to stay in business, state and federal mandates, and serve the citizens of Walker County, no matter how tight the budget becomes or how loud the complaints become. That's it. Thank you.
Very well said.
Yeah, and I agree with what you're saying, Bill.
You know, I don't think that the public a lot of times sees the stress between counties and the cities, I mean, the states.
Absolutely.
You know, the state has all the
Yeah.
resources to put out there how good they're doing.
Yeah.
But yet they always fall it back on.
They pointed out, I
You
looked at the call for the elimination of sales tax, of property tax. And here at the county, we get a 0.5 cent of sales tax, and it makes us about $5.5 million to $32 million in property tax. So it would take another 3 cents on the sales tax just for the county to make up for the quote loss of the property tax. So 3 cents here. That doesn't include the city would have to add to the sales tax. The ESDs would have to add to the sales tax. The school system have to add to the hospital system has to add to the sales tax. At the end of the day,
And now you can't buy nothing.
Yeah.
now it's 25 cents. And that's,
And it's still a volatile number.
it
You
is.
don't have to buy
You
it.
can have bad years. We've been here when things were bad. And sales taxes, and it's not really a discussion time right now, but sales taxes are punitive to lower income people because we all buy the same basic stuff. So when you're small, when you're young and poor, like heck I was and everybody else is at times, you know,
You can't afford no more.
you can't afford anymore. As you get older, you know, paying some property tax or sales tax on $1 million something is different than choosing between who gets a new pair of jeans this year. So anyway, that's my statement. I appreciate the time, Jeff.
Yeah, you know, property tax, I mean, basically, you can, whether it is, you can sell whatever.
Yeah.
Sales tax is there and everybody, these upcoming kids and all that have to pay all that. I got a couple living in our backyard that can't afford to even pay
Absolutely.
what it takes for the lights to be turned.
Absolutely.
Well, and like I said, the only alternative is they don't want to talk about is a state income tax,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
And so the money's got to come from somewhere.
42 states have a state income tax, and most of them are relatively low. Most of them exempt. Exempt income. Some states up to as much as $100,000. You don't pay state income tax till you eclipse 100,000. Some have 50, stuff like that. So, funding is a four-legged stool. It's sales tax, it's property tax, it's fees and charges, and the fourth leg is a state income tax. We choose to operate on a school instead of four. So I'm not advocating a state income tax. I'm just saying that you're killing us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of it is, I'd say, but as far as our side of it, I mean, how else do we get our message across? They ain't listening nobody, I'll be honest with you. You know, and how do we get our message across? We don't have the time. We're busy down here dealing with the crap that we have to deal with on a normal day basis, you know?
You vote their ass out of office,
Yeah.
you know?
And it's a,
But it goes back to money talks, you
Yeah.
know?
So we can't outnumber them. So
Exactly.
it's a selective outrage because right now we're paying what, $1 or better a gallon for gas than we were 6 months ago. Now, not getting into the political part of that, that's just the difference, and that's just what it is. So if you every gas that you fill up, that's $20. If you fill up 3 times a month, that's 60, or 5 times a month, that's $100. And they pay it. That's not on the front page of the newspaper. We are like, instead of, we need in gas, I'm gonna pay $1,200, $1,500 more this year for gas. They might be like, you know what? We need $250 from you, spread out over the entire year. And we're on Facebook for that, saying you're
There's lots of keyboard, what do they call them? Keyboard warriors.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that social media is the downfall of this country, I tell you.
Right.
I got nothing for
You
it.
wanna go back up to status of salary study?
There she is.
Amy, come in. Seen you.
Sorry.
Oh.
I did send it to y'all. We've got the numbers. I put together a sheet. Give you, oh, it's done. So I put together, if you went to market, what the percentages would be. Market is still on the 5 to 7 with a maximum on 10. That doesn't get us to market on everybody. But if y'all tell me what direction you're wanting to see it go, then I'll start putting stuff together.
What is the implication? Take all this and put it in our budget, the new salary, what does that look like?
So his numbers that he gave me, one of the numbers was like 1.25 million. But if you look at the people, everybody didn't get anything. The majority of people didn't get anything. So I don't know if that's still true if I did to market. I was trying to work on that Saturday when I got the call that my office split it. So I put that on pause for a second. But I can get back on that.
I think the fact that the majority of people didn't get something, I think that's a good flag to wave. Like, hey, we did this a few years ago. For the majority of the people, we stepped up for the majority of the people. We put applications now, or requests for applications in most positions, and we're getting applications for most positions. We have 2, and I haven't looked at our public service in depth at that yet, the sheriff's office, jailers, the EMS side, the ones that put the applications out and get ghosts and cobwebs showing back. But I haven't looked at those yet. I just got back in town last night about 11:30, so I haven't had a chance to look at a whole lot. But that's my concern to get to that. What do they do to our EMS people? What do they do to our sheriff's deputies? What do they do to that part of the world?
So did you look at that one report where I did the comparisons by the group? One of the EMS departments, they actually moved down a group.
Yeah.
Everybody else, they stay the same, but then I think law enforcement, it was around an 8% increase was for their lines, but some of the EMS increased as well. They stayed in the same group, but the market would be different.
Now, Amy, the way I looked at it on the pay scale, the sheriff deputies moved up a group. And they basically, it worked to like a 12% increase if they went to market at the new pay rate. The correctional officers generally moved up at the pay grade. So the law enforcement basically moved up, and there's anywhere from if you fund it at market, anywhere from an 8 to 12% for law enforcement.
Okay, so we're getting ready to hear the sheriff's department in just a second. See, because market is one thing for them, but how we do walking in the door with a brand new guy, knowing what's happening in surrounding counties? It's competitive? Is that referenced in there? So I'm gonna need a little bit of time to look at those two for sure.
Yeah, one thing that was interested in his proposed pay scale, maximum went up very little, minimum went up very little. The increases were at market. And when you, and if you look at the groups that didn't get reclassified, generally you're in to bring them up to market, you're talking roughly a 7 to 7.5%. Our very lowest pay grades were the 1 and 2 were merged into the 103. And so to get them to a salary, basically he's saying that most any employee should start with would be an increase.
All right. Did we do any projections on, I know we did, I see you did the 1% for COLA, which makes easy math for us to project it forward. I appreciate it. Did we look anything at the longevity side? Numbers for that? I didn't see it anywhere.
I have worked that up. I can do that. I didn't want to do a whole lot until y'all gave us some guidance as, you know, as to what you want.
We're kind of in a mix, I think, where we have high skill positions with some longtime people, but also people that have not been here that long that are, market or whatever is, kind of fine for them. But I don't want us to, we don't go past market. And really for us, longevity is what gets us past market for some of these people. So I wouldn't mind seeing.
But there again too, Will, if the salary study moved our market up, then you did move up, even though we're still at market.
Right.
Salaries, if we chase any of the percentages down above a cost of living, obviously we didn't think above market. Our market now.
Right.
Now, like I said, he's redone all that and now we have a new market.
Right.
But these people still got money. So,
We like kind of go back to what we said about the debt.
Yeah.
Our deputy, the market went up 7 or 8% on the deputy. So he's probably gonna have to offer a market to these guys to come to work here.
Yeah.
Now they've got, what can you give me in 2 years? Well, you get COLA. That's what you get.
Yeah.
That's all you get.
But all this started out is trying to retain the ones we had.
Right. And that's where longevity comes in at, starts paying that. So, it's not too much work. I'd like to see what the longevity schedule we have now, what that is, and then do kind of like you did on COLA for us, maybe throw us hey, here's $25, here's $50 and throw some numbers on that. So if the white knight does ride in with a bag full of money.
And approach it that anybody that's been here, longevity starts at 5 years.
Right.
And then we have a large group of employees that have been here 12 to 20 something years.
Right.
Do you want to stair step what the longevity is, or do you want to start it literally at the 5-year period? That would be a variation of it.
That's interesting.
If you want to just do it straight through, then.
We done some figuring last year on the longevity. We just never did really get in depth with it,
It's really, if we're going to say, we basically have a 2-tier pay system. We have entry level and we have market, and then we're angels feared to tread after that. We don't go above that. So, that's how in my opinion, that's how we've kind of said, okay, I got something for you if you do stay. Not like, my wife worked at TDC for 13 years and never single got a raise ever above what she was hired in at, other than I think she got 2 COLAs during that time. So for somebody to come in, if you're having to hire them basically at market to get them in the door, nothing to offer them for 5 years for longevity. Then they kind of catch up a little bit. It goes back after.
And the longevity might be the way to do it, but it's gonna have to be some serious numbers.
Right. So I would, I think maybe we start off with just simple, just show us what we're paying and then give us a block. Cause we've raised it twice now. I think we had like, it was very limited. We raised it some and then we raised it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just seize a couple of numbers we can round up if we're at 175 or whatever the number is, 200, 225, something like that, and see what that costs. Is it's
I think we're 175.
I think so. I think so. So it's not a huge number, but it is
It's a number though.
it's a little number. It's a little number.
Well, like I said, we played with it last year and then of
Okay.
course, obviously, I mean, I don't know if you remember or not, but we throwed out some bigger numbers and it adds up pretty quick. And that makes, like I said, that may be the way to address some of this. You know, I think obviously you need to address the COLA first. you know,
Right, right.
And then go
So-
from there.
In the COLA, I think that's something we need to talk about. We're given $100 a month on medical increase. Is that what it is?
It's a little bit more than that.
Okay,
So
so,
the medical increase definitely needs to be discussed, and then if the COLA, as you say.
yeah, so I mean, that's part of the math. We're, at the end of the day, everybody's getting a $1,200 a month raise, so I can better the way to say it. And, or $100 a month, $1,200 a year. Everybody getting a $1,200 a year raise right away, but we're taking it right back and putting it into the medical. And saying, okay, so yeah, you got a raise. We can't afford to suck that whole raise up and give you 3 for that. So maybe it's your medical plus what number, maybe it's just 1% on top of the medical this year, so we can.
Which I mean, you know, the medical, I hate to brag on it, but I mean, it's a heck of a damn deal. You know, they talking around, there's lots of agencies that only pay portions of it.
Oh, absolutely. It's,
The insurance is good.
Yeah.
it's a
and-
shining star for Walker County. Yes, our medical is as good as anybody can get anywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So to have it, you know, paid for, guaranteed that nobody goes backwards is a good deal, but you
Yeah.
got, we got, like I said, we gotta get past that.
Yeah.
You know,
Amy, are they just, my wife retired recently and the deductions on what the employees pay versus a retired employee, the deductions went way up. Was ours the same or does it change?
Ours changes every year. I haven't brought that back to you yet. I know I've sent it to, did I send it to you? I know I sent it to Kim. She was asking for it the other day. It's actually decreasing, even if we do the 40% COLA that we normally do. It's gonna decrease like from 14
Oh,
to 42.
retirement, yes, it was.
Yeah, it's going down a little bit, but I think we'll just stay budgeted at the same thing because it's easier to stay at that than have to go back up next year.
And our claims were extremely high this last year, right? I mean, had
We
one,
had one over $1 million.
you know, so the rates, them going up is understandable to a certain degree. I mean,
we can hope they go back down.
yeah, we can hope it, that maybe they'll
I
go
talked to
back
the
down.
county today that there's one of 22%.
Yeah, so,
Double what ours was.
so it does, and a lot of it does affect the health of the employees, you know.
Yeah, I think Amy said ours was in the very lowest year.
Yeah, they average.
No one that got less than us.
Yeah, that's probably because we all walk a lot.
That's what it is. Team running.
I seen him walking, it's the only reason I said that. I dusted
I'm
him out.
doing my part.
25 years.
Yeah, we took it off at one time. We played with it.
Look at that or still leave it at 25.
What?
The longevity is capped at 25 years. So if, when you, after 25, you get the same amount, like the 5,100, you don't get anything more than that.
I think that's not a bad idea. I don't think that's a bad idea.
To leave it capped.
Yeah, I would be open to leaving it where it's at.
Okay.
Once you get to a certain point, you're like, hey,
This is it, yeah.
yeah. Cause I mean, there's a balance there too. At some point, you know, if you're here 25 years and another person's been here 13 and, you know, they're a superstar, they're doing the same work you're doing at 25. They're at market plus this. So at some point, the market says, okay, we're paying you enough for what you're doing. You've been here 25 years, you're doing this and you're got all these stuff going with it. We'd like to keep paying you more, but we still have to be responsible to the people who are paying the bills for all
How you
this.
feel about that, chief?
Yeah.
I'm fine, sir.
We can fit. As long as we in the same boat, bro.
All right, so for y'all, I guess, I spent a little more time looking at the salary studies.
I hadn't even seen it, so I mean, I'd like. to
Okay,
look
so we're on
at
the
it.
same boat with that, all
Have
right.
y'all seen the pay scale?
Yeah, I looked at it, I looked at it on my phone on an airplane, so.
Yeah, one of
very
the
well.
things that I worked on over the weekend and I've got, him double checking is literally kind of a side by side, what this position was last year, what he says the new market is this year, and showing you the movement between it, showing you the percentages.
No, she just said, she's talking about just.
She's doing
Amy
person by
says
person.
stuff she-
I'm doing it position by position.
Oh,
Not person by person, but position by position, and it's, if I can get that finished today, then I'll get that to y'all as soon as I can.
Okay,
And then you can definitely see the pattern of the movement as far as the reclassifications. It does look like he looked at those pretty closely. Except EMS, I think, was misinterpreted as to what those A, B, C, D, E, Fs was. I don't think he interpreted those as different pay scales. So probably we need a whole renumbering or two pay scales, one for non-law enforcement, maybe three, an EMS pay scale, a law enforcement pay scale, and everybody else, because it is kind of hard to mix some of those together.
okay. Has Rachel seen what's come back yet? Has she seen that at EMS, or has Chief White Cotton or the sheriff seen that one yet?
No, because he sent it to me Thursday. I had questions on all of his numbers.
Okay.
I asked for the numbers. He was out Thursday. He sent it 3:00-ish on Friday.
And it's very difficult to understand, quite frankly, without quite a bit of study, what he's trying to tell us. Like the one that came to court, it looks like there's a number for midpoint, and then below it, there's a list of what he's saying people need to get, which is
The person,
not midpoint. And then there were a bunch of things on our pay scale where the names don't match up, like he left out of his pay scale, operator 3 and 4, because that position wasn't filled.
We don't have 3s and 4s anymore. We only have 5s.
yeah.
We only have 5. Okay.
We got rid of all
That's
those.
why he left it out. Okay. So it definitely, I could see where Amy
but
had some questions.
I have some reservations before I send it out. And because some of the people, I picked an employee that's been here 20 years. 10 years in one position, 10 in the other. And he ran the reports 2 different ways, using hire date and promotion date. So using the original hire date, the person gets something with being 20 years. If you use promotion date, which still 10 years in that position, didn't have them getting an increase at all, which they should still be to market or above. We're just not getting anything. So it needs to be revisited on his side.
Okay.
That's why I went ahead and just did the groups and ranges just real quick to show you if you went to market in those groups versus pulling your employees and doing the number by number for it.
It didn't look like to me, though, that he did the reclassifications. He got the reclassifications in the old number, not the new. Did you see, did it look like that to you?
Which report?
The one that was on the one sent out Saturday.
I
Is
think we're
that,
still a
one-
long
is
way.
that,
I think we are.
recommended
I think we are too.
implementation?
That's just
I think out today.
where he would put them.
yeah, but
So it's an
but-
implementation plan.
they need some
What he just said, it's called class comparisons.
numbers. I
But
mean.
that's what they're
you
working
know,
on is
So,
numbers
but
and
it's
trying to
not
get
at
it all.
market.
You know, we moved market up 8%, then obviously we're not gonna be able to go more above market this time or whenever. But you still got an 8% increase, you know, I mean, some of them were 6, some of them were 7, some of them were more than that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but you're in the
8%.
million.
Yeah,
Just to get to the market.
Yeah.
Just-
I think so, and that's a dirty number, but,
but that's something that doesn't have to be done all the.
yeah, if you
time.
look at what a 1% costs and multiply it by 8.
Yeah.
And that doesn't take into effect your reclassifications.
Yeah, it was like, I think I run the numbers yesterday, 1.2 or something like that. But 285
Times 8.
times 8.
And that doesn't take
Two-
care of your
2.3. 2.3.
reclassifications with the
2.3.
ones that he reclassified. Even if you stopped it at a certain grade and only gave a certain amount, you're definitely over $1 million.
Yeah, because not everybody's gonna get the 8%. Like you say, there's some that got
Exactly.
nothing. They're gonna stay where they're at, which, once again, I think that's a good thing for us. So we're like, hey, it's,
Well, you're holding your own in those
because
areas.
the first time we put this out, we have 275 categories come back that needed money. And now we're down to that many.
Yeah, he said we did pretty well doing the increases along the way, that they weren't that far off.
What else do y'all need
Okay,
from
so
us to go?
takeaways, tell me the takeaways. I mean, the marching orders.
Takeaways, my, to start off with, mine is gonna be, to kind of clarify what he sent back to us, so we can do that. To look at a longevity number for that there. Look at, I'm gonna look at it, y'all look at whoever, the EMS and deputy for sure, to make sure that that actually represents, or maybe even where he got his numbers from, I don't even know that, or who he looked at, whatever like that. If he looked one way, we probably won't be close. If you look the other way, like, oh, y'all are doing fine. So just,
Well, I know he did finally reach out to the chief and Rachel, on some concerns. Now, unless Amy's seen any of that, I've never heard the outcome of it,
But it wasn't clear.
of what he come up with,
Right.
how he come up with.
then maybe,
I would be curious to hear.
I asked those questions.
Yeah.
and then maybe all we do to start off with after this today, because like I said, that is a big list with a lot of stuff in it. So we can round off a few of the edges. We can have a little bit more detailed look next time. That's where I would be with that. Got anything else on that?
Yeah, we kind of need to know on this. This is our big ticket item because
Yeah.
everything else kind of falls underneath this
Yeah. Okay.
till we get the salary situated. I don't see how we can move forward anywhere else.
Mhm.
It's just me.
Yeah, well, me too.
And there are definitely some of in the supplemental requests, there are things like license that we have to maintain that have automatic renewals. We've got a real shortage in the indigent defense lawyer money. So there's some things in there that you definitely need to look at, or at a minimum, increase the contingency, but those do need, they do need a glance.
They're gonna have to be took off the top because they're obviously not going down too. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd love to get everything else, you know. I mean,
Only thing went down on the indigent defense was how much the state gave us to do it.
yeah, you know how much
Yeah.
they give us to do it.
They used to give us, they used to pay for some of that, I was thinking, right? Or is it
What's that?
the indigent defense or individual?
They give us 59,000. I think it's probably lower this year. We keep going down every year.
Goes down, used to
Imagine that.
be more.
No.
Rolling it back.
We gotta take that out of sales tax. You can't use property tax for it, but
All righty.
sorry about that.
Okay, that's probably all we have. I think that's all we got for y'all this time.
Okay.
I think that's our big ticket.
I mean, I don't want to just sit here and, you know,
No.
not give them some idea what we're asking for.
Yeah.
And come back a week down the road and we ain't got anything to
Yeah.
what we had done. So.
Yeah.
Judge, you have anything to add?
I think once we get that ironed out, it won't be much left to do.
Yeah, hitting the COLA, you know, I mean, the COLA's a whole nother deal too. I mean, cause it's gonna be a complete relative of everybody. So,
Well, and a question is, you know, when he comes back with the midpoint, are you making the assumption that the COLA is part of that the COLA has already been built into that number? Are you looking at, typically the COLA increases the number, so.
That's something y'all gonna have to tell us.
well, there goes back to the COLA covers everybody and the salary study doesn't cover everybody.
No, it just covers the ones that's behind.
So
Right.
you almost got to keep them, I would think, separate of some sort.
get your adjustments set, and then you stack your COLA on top of that to keep it where it's supposed to be. Otherwise,
Right.
You drop
yeah,
behind.
they squeeze back together.
Start squeezing some of them out.
So we can start with getting the base salary study numbers.
Yep.
And then once you decide what you're doing on the COLA and flat, then go from there. Okay.
So we're looking at a $50,000 a year employee. A $1,200 increase in medical expenses is what, close to 2% COLA, plus or minus. So 1% would be $500. 2% would be 1,000. So basically that's a 2% COLA just to cover the medical of a $50,000 a year employee. I mean, you can't turn a blind eye to that. You have to say, we've already invested 2%. Declines, and from a $100,000 a year employee, that's a 1%,
Just to get him to break even.
just to get you to break even. So it may be this year we look at the COLA and say, hey, gang, 1% might be generous. That just might be the case, because 1% is really 3 if you're making less than 50. It's 2 if you're making 100. And that may just have to be the math. We'll have to see what.
Well, the $1,200 a year increase on their employee,
It's $500,000 a year.
That's major.
$100-something thousand a year.
that's huge.
Yeah.
That's major.
Yeah, it's half a cent, thirds of a cent.
Penny worth about 700 this year. Penny on a tax roll worth about 700,000 this year.
As of right now, yes.
Sound like you got that one burned in.
But you know, you could do the imaging. Stretch, I mean, you can do it all at one dang time. You know, I mean, how long has it been since we've done the salary study, Amy? I know you know.
5 years.
So, I mean, you could stretch it out for several years.
Pick it up a little bit.
And, you know, I mean, anything's better than nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, because it is gonna be a big number. We all know it's gonna be a big number.
It's a big number, and 2 of our biggest departments, people wise,
Yeah.
are the ones that are looking at. I think both of them need immediate substantial relief. So I can't stretch it out too much on the one sitting in the room here for sure. And the EMS ones would be the same.
When I dial 911, I want Rachel to show up now. Come on now. Fun.
Yeah.
And the sheriff too, but
Yeah, and I
the ambulance ride is a little more
In the
important.
in the grand scheme of things, you know, I know, you know, EMS and sheriff's department, no offense, is top of the list always.
Mhm.
But they're not the only ones,
I know.
you know?
Yeah, we know.
And
they're not the only ones, but they're pretty much the only ones when they put an application out that don't get applications back.
well,
So they are kind of the only ones on that.
maybe.
Let's listen to.
We're here
Some-
to-
Let's go on the sheriff's department.
Thank you, Patricia.
Very much.
Gonna be, sure.
He's here
Oh,
just
come
for
on.
moral support.
Hey,
Come on, Sheriff.
at least we know Tim will be short-winded.
I got-
You know,
I got start talking to him.
Go to the podium back if you want.
No, ma'am, I actually the desk, cause I'll have papers everywhere and everybody be laughing at me.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Sheriff,
Well-
here for moral support.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I have to tell them that Amy and Alan for both of them pulled numbers for me and did a lot of number figures, and I'd like to say publicly, thank you both of them. Ms. Rarick pulled numbers, but Kim, I mean, Amy, thank you. Because she's seen my math skills many times. I mean, basically going in order, and I will tell you that, salary has been a top priority. You know, I started bugging y'all October 1 of last year, the day the budget was signed, for that we're currently in. I was worried that we may not see anything from a salary survey. So I went and pulled a lot of stuff through these offices with their help, and, the sheriff basically had, decided on looking at an 8% pay raise for a certified peace officer role. Let me explain a little bit of this, why we're saying that. Since January, and I went and pulled our numbers, January 2025 till April of 2026, when I had to do my budget, we had 10 applications submitted. Out of those 10, 6 were from the jail asking to be sent to an academy, which is basically we pay for all the academy. They're out for a year. If they pass the academy, if they pass the state test, then we're still out for another 5.5 months getting them. So bring that back home. We had 3 outside applications submitted to us. I'm advertising in a national law enforcement magazine that concentrates on Texas, especially the South and Southeast. And then 2 years ago, they went national, but the main focus was in our area. I'm advertising with our regulatory. We are going to academies. We're sending deputies at these other academies trying to recruit. So that's what we're looking at. So that's when the sheriff came together and said, no disrespect to my counterpart, Mr. Davila, but he is getting applications for jail positions. And so that's where kind of the focus came back, that we're only putting in on our side for certified peace officers. Now, to cover every certified have, that would include, of course, the sheriff's office, the courts, all of that, at an 8% across the board, you're looking at $372,865. What it would be. Now, I also like to bring back, thank goodness to y'all, years ago, one problem that y'all fixed 6 years ago was, you remember the ones that were on the board, everyone was lumped together about $1,000 different. The problem was no one would promote. No one would move up for being on call 7 days a week or basically such minimum numbers. What y'all did 6 years ago fixed that problem. But I'd also like to remind you not to lose sight of that and put us right back in the same boat that y'all fixed 6 years ago. Because we just, like I said, we're not having anyone promote, because you promote from a senior deputy where you get to pick your own shift to a detective, and you go on call for 7 days a week, 24 hours. Or you go and try to promote to be a sergeant for such small gross profit. No one was doing it. So again, I just want to touch on that. Please try to keep that in mind, that we don't go back and create a problem that y'all fixed for us 6 years ago.
Yeah, and I will say the detective that you mentioned, that was one of those E or A salaries that they merged in, not recognizing that that pay grade already was different than the one that they moved it to. So they did not recognize those A and whatever pay scales as truly being a different pay scale.
But I know y'all have to look at the whole county, and every employee and everyone deserves not here for that. That's the reason kind of, as far as new priorities and new things, we're going to be tight. The certified peace officers where our problem is to get people to go out here and work nights, weekends, holidays, and that's why on my request, it only says certified peace officers, but I've also had to start at the top to the bottom, not to create a problem that y'all fixed 6 years ago, and you almost spent $500,000 trying to fix that, and it did fix it, and it worked, and it has continued to work 6 years now. So kind of all I have on that. I mean, y'all know the rest.
Briefly to touch on that, outside applicants that we are getting are officers that we would not want here representing us. It causes us more problems, more civil liability, things of that nature. It's part of the reason also for this request. And I refer to them in a lot of cases as gypsy cops. They work here a year, they go here a year, they get terminated here, that type of stuff. And so we don't want those kind of people part of the family.
And I don't blame you.
That's gonna cause a lot of problems.
And Chief, before you get started, when I drive north, I see a sign out there. It's a big old billboard that says you can start in Plano, Texas for $114,000 as a crank up.
Yes.
Hard to compete with that.
Very, very hard.
I still want to go to Plano, but
And the problem is there's even places here or even close by that are, you know,
Yeah.
just that we're battling with right here in our own neighborhood. And some of all the exit surveys that we had, people are saying, I love working here. I can't afford to.
yeah, and of course, we went through some difficult times in 2020 and law enforcement took a beating. You know, that should have never happened. And I got a lot of the public not really behind you guys like they should be. That needs to change. Yeah, but I was behind you the whole time.
You were, I appreciate it.
So,
Well, like I said, I know y'all have a tough road. I don't need y'all for these decisions, but again, like I said, that's the reason we try to focus on where our problem, is, not the whole department rolling out asking for responses for everything we get. Problems that were addressed today. So the other thing is, try to ask for, just touch real fast, there's a replacement for a detective and I'm asking for a Suburban. This detective is having to process crime scene with us, carrying a ton of equipment. Other problem is, once it's all bagged and evidence processed back at the office, boxes upon boxes, we're having to drive them to the labs in Houston. We're running out of room in a Tahoe. It's multiple trips and with fuel, what it is now, trying to come back and ask for one vehicle this year. And with budget. Another item, it's basically around it was 14,000 rounded is our problem is that not everyone in the department receives, we don't have the funds to give everyone a cell phone budget allowance. Site on whatever you want to call it. Also, our business is a little bit different. There's a lot of people that we deal with that don't really want them having your personal cell phone number. And the patrol deputies, to the detectives, to everybody are using their personal phones. What happens is they'll go in and turn caller ID off. I hear it every day on the radio. Deputy asking a dispatcher, hey, we call my complainant back and tell them that SEPTA call not blocked, and the bless the dispatcher's heart, they're going, we already did that, but we'll tell them again because it's become so standard. Did a survey and sent it out to all the certified deputies. They came back with 99% would like a county device giving to them. If it's a county device, don't have to block their number. No. It's used for business.
County.
It's, when they're off duty, they can turn the phone or they work nights and come in, but it is a county device that they're paying. But most of them are paying their own phone and using their own phones for county business. There's some evidential things. The cameras nowadays on these things are better than, I've bought 3 type digital cameras in the last year and a half to try to sample to get cameras back to patrol deputies because they still need to photograph crime scenes. They still have yet to find anything that works as good as a camera on a phone or 4K digital video. But the main deal is that they're using their own equipment. 15,000 would give every certified physician free. We're paying for the service.
Are you doing a stipend and a phone?
Well, would like be an option because there's some of us. My phone's been out there and it would do me no good to try to switch at this point in my career because my number is so far out that it would hinder me. I would kind of like a hybrid system where, and I'm sure I'm not going to speak for my boss, but I'm just telling you on mine, it would not, I don't need a county phone. It would do me no good because all of my contacts have this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you regardless.
Yes, sir. What you should, but I'm kind of looking at like a little hybrid program because I want to go back with the people that are given that, hey, but like I said, it's no good for me to get a county device. I don't want one. Just leave me what I have with my little stipend and keep using my phone myself. But that would be my request, is a hybrid type. Now, there are people that are on the TAC team, they're on call, they're detectives. All of their requests came back basically saying that I would like a county device. So what we're getting in that, I have no problem with bringing it way down, but to do totally away with that. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my hybrid. Definitely don't mind drilling that number down, but I would like to keep this.
So as far as if somebody's, a deputy basically gets subpoenaed and says, hey, they can subpoena his phone right now because he's using it for work. And
Really like to get into the whole legal.
yeah, I'm just kind of saying that, just to kind of say that's one of the problems is like, hey, if you got what, that's the first question I would ask is that, hey, use your personal phone for this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to have that. So, I would almost like to see a policy come out of your department about telephones. I think it's either, if you're gonna come here and say, we need to offer cell phones, I'd like a comma to say, as a policy within our department, we're telling our patrol deputies or whoever, you don't use your personal phone
Yeah,
for county work.
well, definitely if the county bought, provided the service, it's definitely gonna be a false thing, which
Yeah.
beyond a doubt. Which then kind of comes back to then, if I have a policy, then I am gonna need a phone.
Yeah.
Because I'll need to fall in my policy of it. So,
Mhm.
the deal is that saves ton of gas. Deputies are going to calls, I hear them make another call.
Mhm.
They have nothing and they're not getting reimbursed.
Mhm.
And that's what I'd like to do.
Yeah, one comment I'd like to make, back when the county furnished the phones, the auditor's office had to basically go through the telephone list and look for all sorts of stuff. That policy, if court approves it, needs to say SO will be responsible for monitoring the appropriate use of the phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not something we want to get into again. It was ungodly, unmanageable.
Yeah. I think today's world where like say everybody's got one, to ask somebody to use their personal phone for professional business, that's not a good thing. So this would be one I'd be very interested in supporting this.
We had this last year. We sent a survey out and half the departments didn't even answer back. We had Verizon come in, we had AT&T, T-Mobile.
Yeah, they
We
give a
asked-
presentation here.
We asked for county input and everything on phones. We were gonna save $40,000 a year to issue everybody a cell phone.
Well,
Not saying that
Yeah,
isn't part of
I
the
remember.
conversation,
Well, that's when this
But-
got brought up.
but I think we went back and we cleaned up some of that old stuff that Miss Allen's talking about. And we've saved $20-something thousand just cleaning up old phone lines.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
there's
think-
probably some money in there to go back and issue
Yeah.
some cell phones without hitting a lot of budget.
Well, in my numbers that I pulled, I went through purchasing. They reached out to 3 major carriers. I went with the cheapest carrier that they gave me a quote. And I have no problem with that. I'm just saying that I went with the cheapest carrier that put in the quotes for what
Need to look at that and get like FirstNet or one of them that actually is.
it was actually first, but I didn't want to say it in here much.
There you go.
But that's the
Well,
one.
I'll say it because FirstNet is more for law enforcement and it kind of, I don't know, if piggybacks the word, but it'll use Verizon, AT&T.
So all three of them had the same system.
But
Right.
y'all
Okay.
understand what I'm saying? I didn't want to say what company.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well, I mean, the reality is the detectives and the deputies need phones. I mean, my guys don't need them,
Yeah.
y'all's guys don't need them, I don't think.
No,
I had them, they're pain, I
Our
don't
bus
remember
don't
if
need
you
them.
remember when we had double phones, but I do.
I
And,
remember.
I don't remember Miss Patricia's side of it, but I remember our side of it.
I remember Teresa's side.
And,
You used your phone more than you did.
I
the
did,
phone
I did,
anyway.
just for the same reason Tim says, everybody's got that number. And that's all right, but a detective calling somebody back or a peace officer calling somebody back on a blocked number, you know as well as I do, I ain't gonna
I don't
answer,
answer
you know?
block numbers.
And so therefore, I mean, that to me is enough reason to move forward with it.
Yeah.
And basically, there's a case guard software, redaction, automatic redaction software. It's able to do words, it's able to do audio, video. We've been using it for a year. I tried it, paid for it for a year. What was taking some of them 8 hours all day to go and redact the video that we're having to be released, has been cut down to 30, 40 minutes. It's automatic. Every day we were being bombarded more and more with open records. It's just unbelievable. In my career, I've just, in the last 2.5 years, it's just skyrocketed. Like I said, I paid for it. I used it for a year. The people that are using it love it. And I'd like to continue with that and add it software. And the final item that was on, that I have is, on the request, the auditor's office, I need to increase fuel by 60,000. So, recommendation, so. Open any other questions or I'm done. I'll get out of here after that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sheriff.
You got one more coming though, Sheriff. I will stay there. Unless you're not gonna give him moral support.
Provide a little more.
Oh, he gonna stand up. He gonna get up closer to us.
Show him,
No, I have to have room to run.
You won't make it out the door.
I'll say this, having worked on about it, I always use my cell phone, and everybody in the world has my number. Everybody, and I still get calls from time.
All the drug heads got it too.
Drug heads, FBI, DEA.
So you don't want a phone. You're gonna use yours.
Mine.
Well, I'm the same.
Right in. And talking of the ranges for peace officers, or chief did. That's my number one. My number two is gonna be a maintenance agreement for our camera system. And, it's running, gonna run about 17 years. And it's something that we have to have. It's a specialty product. It's not the best one, but it's all we have right now. And we, like, Chief was saying, we get a lot of requests for video anymore. Open record stuff. And
It's 3:42.
it takes several hours just to go through and find the videos. And then try to, and most of the time, I'm the one having to do that at this moment. So is that going to keep you from having to do that, John? No, sir. This is just a maintenance. It's a maintenance agreement, keep the cameras going, keep the doors, secure doors, oiled, basically. They'll come out twice a year. I think, it's just something that we have to have. It's I don't necessarily like it, but that's where we're at now. I've got Jason, IT, he's checking on other things, but it's not come to fruition yet. Okay. And they're besides the 17,000 a year, that they also charge hourly rate. Those are kind of outrageous also.
Do you think Jason's gonna have something between now and September?
Think. All right, so I could be wrong, but he's got several things.
Okay, quicker the better would be for us, because we have to consider this. Or if he gets her quick enough, we can consider that, kind of like what Terry did with her stuff. To get hers early as she can.
Good enough. Actually, we have a meeting with one group tomorrow, so it'll be quick. Next thing on my list is the sergeant in the jail. We still have 4 shifts, 3 sergeants. Or one sergeant for each shift, except for one where we have a corporal. And I understand that's that's up there, but. What's your consider? Yes, sir. Gotta keep my foot in the door. Exactly. And the only other ones I have are requested by or suggested by the auditor. An increase in the fuel budget for litter control. An increase in vehicle repair for litter control. And litter control has been doing an outstanding job, I think, but they're like busy every day. Every day they're out there.
Since you brought that up, at the end of Darrell White Road is a couch.
You'll get it today.
Figured it
Why'd
would.
you put it out there?
Yeah, what color is that couch?
Well, Larry's got them working on the food and that stuff.
That's okay. I just put it on your list.
I appreciate y'all's help out at our kind of cleanup day. That's huge help for us, monster cell.
And they do really stay busy.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. They over there at my, the comm center, I know probably at least once a day seems like. I mean, they're
Yeah.
always hauling stuff off from over there, so.
They're busy.
Yeah, they still hauling or mowing. Yeah. You still got the food, John? Yes, sir. Increase in the food budget. We just did a contract with them in October. It has gone up.
They have a built-in escalator.
Yeah. That's right. And it goes by our population also. Yeah, that's some of the stuff we really don't have no control over. Yes, sir. And last, or even this year in October, the highest day population was 250. It's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. We usually run around between 180 and 200, but for some reason we got up to 257. John, how much longer do you have on that contract? With the food? It just started, so it'll be, you just renewed? Yes, sir. Didn't it?
Renewed. I think on this particular contract, maybe 2 more
2
years.
more years.
That's a guess.
I didn't look this run. What was it, 90? 500?
Yeah, it's always over 9 now. It used to be below 9. Now it's always over 9. Imagine more to, gotta feed them.
Yeah.
Ain't work them, gotta feed them. I think generally it's between 8,000 and 9,000 a week. I think that's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
That's it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You do know.
Man, that's easy. Sheriff, you didn't have too much today.
I know. I just more.
Gaines? You're up, Judge.
Judge Gaines? You next. Chief, take care. Sheriff, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, sir. Gentlemen as well.
Oh, Jude.
How's it going?
Doing all right?
Yeah.
Your place.
I'm no see.
We waiting on you.
Look, we're not asking for much. Just Marcia's salary to get in line with the district, fourth quarter salary.
I think they might have gone up a little bit last year. I don't remember if the district court did, and Marcia's really has not kept pace. Looks like what I have from the memo that I got from the district judges is that their quarter salary is gonna go up to 106,920. Marcia's salary is 101,84803. And in the past, they've kept pace, they've stayed the same. And so that's all we're asking for is for Marcia's salary to stay the same, stay in pace with the other quarters. She works every day. We have court hearings every day. And so she works hard, and that's generally been how it's gone. She's gotten off pace. The district judges.
It was the same last year, right? Well,
It wasn't. She went up, the others went
The
up.
other ones went up. We didn't keep her in pace.
She did not.
others went up because the dictators can tell us we have to do it. We
Well,
don't have that dictating party.
yeah, she did not make the same last,
Okay.
the first time in years and years and years. And so now they're going up. And we're just asking her to pace with the other court reporters. I think that's the only, she should. Court reporters are an extremely short supply across the state. You just can't go. You can't just.
And so are deputies, or
They are, and I.
maintainer up the things that we can't get either.
That's exactly.
And I understand what you're saying, Judge. I'm not against what you're asking for, but
We just don't have a lot of things that's all we're asking for is just for that. And that's all we need is to keep Marcia, in pace with them. That's it. That's the fair thing. So she just went on last year, just keep on working hard and smiling like she did. That's how she is. She's solid person.
yeah, how much difference was it than on last year? You don't know.
I think they went up to 103 something last
So it was
year.
a couple $1,000.
We don't sit around worried. I mean, it was
No,
not good. but
It don't matter.
We sit around fretting over. We just kind of did what we do. Just kept on working and it's just, I think it's the right thing this year and hope that y'all do that for.
Ms. Allen, on that request, can you make sure that the money's the same from district to Marcia's for his ask? I think it's different than the 2,500 or whatever.
Maybe I'll calculate the amount.
Calculate it for us so we can put it in the spreadsheet. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
What you? Wait. You must think you're gonna get some.
So we HVAC system replacement, man, building those packages. What's the 20 years old of them, all installed on the same project. They're running and they're doing fine, but they got some age on it.
Last year over the set aside,
Yes, I'm just asking for a little bit more set aside.
how much you got in that
Right
fund
now.
now?
Sorry,
How much you got in there now?
I believe it's 80.
Okay.
So I'm asking for 40 this year. For that possibility. Question.
What do you think? I mean, never know when they're gonna blow up,
No, sir.
but is that something that, I mean, to us, 40 grand might be a lot of money from us looking out.
Okay, last year, when I looked at costs last year, we looked at, just a basic general quality. We looked at several different brands of like size equipment. Anywhere between 25,000 and 30,000.
Yeah.
Each unit,
So I'm cool with that.
How many units are there?
6.
So what I'm saying is on something like that, in a
You got
year
enough
that we are super tight on the budget, I would almost feel better saying, hey, I'm here raising the flag, saying pretty good chances air conditioners are gonna go out, but we have a contingency that we set over the side for things like this that come up. So, say it goes out, March of next year, something like that. Like, hey, I was here, rather than y'all allocate 40 grand and just put it in my budget, let it sit here that I may not even use. Just be aware that I might be back.
That's mostly my point on this.
Yeah, you don't know when it's gonna blow up. You know, you can do it tomorrow. You're absolutely right. It could be tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. Could, exactly right. So,
Nobody's called, so I don't think that's happening right now.
okay.
No, and Bill's got a good point. I mean, as long as we keep it healthy.
You got enough in there, 3 right now. I'm saying.
Well, that was for the equipment. That didn't include later, right?
They got enough for 1.5.
Yes.
So no more than that could go bad, right?
1.5.
That's probably the kiss of death to 4 of them now.
Purchase services, fuel, water,
Yeah.
and purchase services, fuel and water. Prices are going up. Fuel
Right.
prices, purchase services, I'm asking for an increase in purchase services. We're getting the new generators. We're gonna at least have that added to our cost for the next year. And then the existing units are still aged. We had to do a couple of major repairs on a couple of them this year. And it took us a little budget on that right there. So there's that.
Okay.
That's oil and fuel. What's the next one?
Software.
Software, facility dude cost is going up nearly $1,000. That's how we track, issues and everything. That's our work order system. It's been in place since 2014, so we have a good set of regular.
So working pretty good for you and everything. That's still a pretty good program.
It works great for us. I know y'all had issues with
They just got out of the road, bridge side. Y'all.
Open.
What we use is awesome.
We enjoyed it. It was a good program for us. I hated for it to go away.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Cough drops. Yeah.
Don't try those. Those
I make them get that in a minute.
Got some mints too.
I wanna make it-
Software.
We got all kinds of stuff.
Are we in the big one yet?
Which one?
Water at the shelter.
Shelter, okay, so last week on Thursday, we got revised numbers for all that, fire stuff. I have copies for y'all because I did not have time to do what I wanted to do this weekend because I was at Amy's office. So I got, basically, this is just the sheets, it's not the whole packet, but it does show the cost for each. So we're required to have a monitored fire alarm system here at the courthouse. We had to have our occupancy levels upgraded. Two fire alarms. However, storm shelter does have a full alarm system. And if you go back to second page there, so the guy broke it down when he sent the revised quotes, broke it down better for us. $1,651 to have a cellular device installed and integrated with the system at the courthouse, at the storm shelter. And then yearly monitoring would satisfy that requirement. So the rest of the system's good there. And then the monitoring is the last page back there. That's the cost for both systems. The big one is the first one up there, and that's a complete system for this building. That's duct sensors, smoke sensors, everything on all floors, enunciators and all of that throughout the building.
Did I miss a court? No one, Dave? Where'd this come from? Why are we looking at this?
So, there was an incident that happened at a facility last Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving evening, if you remember that. And as a result of that, they came over and they looked at the fire alarm system at the storm shelter. It was the fire department came and looked at the fire system at the storm shelter and saw that it wasn't monitored. And then they started looking further. I've been working with purchasing on this ever since, trying to get this done.
I thought we were grandfathered in on some of this stuff. Is that not the case?
We are exempt from certain fire codes, but according to Adam Winningham, this is a requirement. Because of our current occupancy levels. It could have been different in different years, but because of our new occupancy levels at this building.
So I guess kind of building on Brandon's question is, can Adam give us, can he cite the source of what by law we have to have?
I have that on file, but I don't have it with me.
Okay, all right.
We'll share
Yeah,
it.
I'd like to see that too, cause I
We'll share it.
it's $150,000 we're gonna spend for home renovation.
Oh, definitely.
Okay,
And those are all buy board costs. I think it would be prudent to bid it out if it's a requirement, even though it is a buy board cost.
So I've seen that we bid out with them buy board.
Yes.
Wait, go back to the water at the storm shelter, 87 time cost.
That one right there, that is a filter shock. So at the shelter, we have a two foot cold water system out there. And contaminants in water, corrosion of the pipes, so different things getting into the sealed water system is happening. The filter shock actually extends the life of the entire system. It's a pot that sits there and it's about 2 feet tall. It's plumbed into the water system, but and what it does is it filters out the impurities and it filters out all the bad things that can cause inside corrosion on the water system out there. That chemical pot heater that's there, it's got corrosion on it as it is right now. The housing does, and for that to actually operate properly and protect us like it should, we need to replace.
is that's in this here, this 8417?
Yes, that's what this is right here. That's what this is right here. It's not the end of the world if we don't replace it. But it's an added protection for the system. Because it's an expensive system.
When's the last time it was replaced?
It was actually installed in 2018, I believe it was. And the socks are cleaned out twice a year. It's still doing its job. It's just the housing is starting to look bad.
Okay.
So if I had my choice in it, I would put this off. It's not an immediate need. It's just,
Don't we have money for storm shelter renovations? 400,000 or something like that out there hanging around that we had from a part of it 2 grants ago?
On the grant?
Yeah,
It's tied in with that grant that me and Ronnie on.
Yeah.
We ain't done nothing on it yet.
It just got funded.
no, there's the one from like, it was the one from 2 years, the 2 grants ago.
That's what we're talking about. It's the roof, walls, curtains,
Yeah, that,
plugs.
yeah.
Still in limbo.
Okay,
Still waiting.
awesome. Okay, maybe we hang on for that one.
Then we're down to hearts.
Hearts. Okay, hearts. If the court decides that we're gonna take over, maintaining the Hearts building, this year we did have API go through and do the full fire inspection on all the equipment and the facility over there, just like we do all of the other facilities.
Mhm.
This is the first year we've done that with Hearts. They've always taken it upon themselves, but the issue last year dictated that we should go ahead and be proactive. If the court decides that we're going to maintain that building, we're gonna need some extra money to maintain that building. There are some things that are gonna cost some money.
I think there's an ownership issue with that building.
Sir?
There's an ownership issue as far as I'm
Yes.
concerned,
Yes.
because I sat in a meeting right up there. that them assholes tried to take over the whole building. So I don't even know who owns what part of it anymore.
Right, and that's part of my point here is we don't know where that's gonna go.
So I sent all our documentation over to Mr. Leeper. He's reviewing it, and then he's gonna get back with you and Brandon. In the
Okay,
meeting,
I
and
mean,
I'll figure it out before all this happens. But-
yeah, then we can't do anything money wise till we know who owns
But
what.
we didn't want to pass up budget.
Yeah.
If something happens, they have an AC problem and we gotta go out there and fix it. We want to be able, for Larry to be able to go and fix it.
Yeah,
And
I
have
know
money.
Brandon's sitting in on that meeting too.
Even the stack of documents I got at the office, I still am very unclear on who owns it.
But
But I know that's a work in progress as far as the moment.
yeah, that needs to be determined.
I mean, it's not- the documents I read, it's almost like we own the walls and everything within and up. It's not ours, so it's, it's.
But when it flooded, it became ours.
Well, yeah, but that's always been the case when you need money spent on it, you
Insurance on
know.
the building, got to have insurance on the building. Insurance on the building.
They insure contents, we insure.
Mhm.
Then the only thing that left you guys,
So where are we heading with it, Colt? I
I'm
guess?
waiting for Mr. Leeper to get, after he reviewed the documents.
Okay.
So I think he's in short.
And last is JP2 Ag Extension Building. They have no graphics on their building other than at the top of the building, it says Walker County Precinct 2. There's nothing really that calls out. They've got a Cypress Street that kind of blocks the view. They get people coming in there looking for, do I pay my water bill over here? Get people coming in looking for all kinds of things. The judge and the clerks asked for me to put a package together for budget on that, and that's what this is. The artwork is in the attachments and Questic. It's basic graphics, vinyl graphics for the glass and metal letters for the door, for the wall. And this would just be a basic thing to call out.
I'll get my 2 cents here because I've got letters on the side of my building. Build a sign, stay away from letters. How many times you didn't put them letters back up?
I don't like looking at those letters.
The old letters was bad, so we had to replace it. Now we got holes everywhere and caulk everywhere and it looks terrible and not blaming Larry, just.
Right.
I would go with signs.
Well, it's got a sign. Got a sign.
Who's that sign?
JP put it out there on the highway,
They do have a sign, yes,
but
but
they don't have a sign to that building.
yes. So they don't have anything marked on that building. That's why they asked me to put this.
So I don't go out to Tan Road enough. This picture right here, is this there or is this what's proposed?
One up on the big screen.
Yeah, is that proposed or is that
So this
what's
is a
there?
picture of the building and this is the proposed. This is the proposed.
Oh.
Right.
That's pretty nice, actually.
It does, yeah.
You gonna do all that there?
If y'all fund it, I'll oversee the project.
I know that's why he's got the bids.
I probably won't get the letters as straight as they would.
I don't see where this is going.
Yeah. Don't blame you. Don't blame you.
Okay, well, we'll see where it goes.
Yes, sir.
Done?
That's all of mine.
The only other thing.
We have vehicle repair.
Series in the city.
Yeah.
And a lot of this has to do with that new fee,
Yes.
she enacted.
The drainage fee.
Yeah. And the rates.
All right.
Thank you, Larry.
Thanks, sir.
Make sure you get me some information on the schoolhouse.
Is there any other question?
I guess
No,
not.
I got
Until we come back.
Yeah, I got one little deal. All this fuel is opposing it.
Off what?
The fuel, everybody's wanting more money for fuel. You know, if we put that money into the budgets.
Same thing, right?
Then obviously we need to make a pot. I would, yeah.
Yeah, same kind of thing.
They use it, need it, whatever, but.
Well, I think that's got it set up that way, don't you?
I did,
You move money
Yeah,
around.
we did before.
like the sheriff's office
I can do it on Laura's and I'll and Brandon.
and that. Litter control
Supposed to see
has been under budget
Um,
every year.
comfortable, then we can,
Lately,
but
increase
Rhonda, if
contingency.
not comfortable, then I can do it if she's not here today.
Like I said, if you build this money in our budget,
I'll get it started.
quite a bit of money,
It might just sit there.
then we could use another place.
Yeah.
It's ongoing money.
Yep.
All right. Any other things? All right, when we're down to public comments. Questions from media?
Can,
Short.
can we, clarify about Monday? If we are having a meet Monday, I have to post it today because Friday's a holiday. So I need to know.
That's gonna be up to Patricia and Amy, but
Sure.
I have numbers back for us, my opinion.
Budget workshop?
Taylor, do you have anybody that wants to give a presentation?
They are signed up for the 13th. The next court.
Have a long meeting on 13th. Long meeting on 13th.
Sounds good.
Time, get their
Okay.
stuff together.
So no meeting Monday?
No meeting here. We're on the 13th.
Work.
Yes, sir.
All right. Everybody planning for